Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Just glad to have you on this beautiful Saturday. I am Mr. No Show,
And I'm 72 the architect.
And I'm Cyber Shots.
and today we're going to have an interesting show. And we'll be talking about
Multiplicity.
that's right. It's a whole ass world with us, man, dealing with personalities within ourselves and knowing that we guide our lives through the mainstream of society. But today, let's get into it. I believe my main man 72 has something for your ears on this beautiful day.
Now today we're going to talk about, and I'll put it up for you all just so y'all can see here in just a second. Let's see, where is the picture? Or actually it's not coming through, but anyways, I'll just read it to y'all. It's called Judgments, Cause for Disturbance. Now, from the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus from his Astrodians 5 says, it isn't events themselves that disturb people, but only their judgments about them. Now, Ryan Holiday happens to describe the quote as, the samurai swordsman Musashi made a distinction between our perceiving eye and our observing eye. The observing eye sees what it is, the perceiving eye sees what things supposedly mean. Which one do you think causes us most anguish? An event of inanimate? It's objective? It's simply what it is? That's what our observing eye sees. This will ruin me. How could this have happened? Ugh, it's so and so's fault. That's our perceiving eye at work. Brain disturbances with it and then blaming it on the event. And the question of the day is, how do judgments cause me anguish? That's a
Wow.
So
Damn.
that's something to really think about.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to
Now,
Sticky. What's going on?
what's up, Stick? Hey, let me ask you something. You said in that most anguish, the
Hmm.
observing eye and the perceiving
Perceiving.
one,
The observing eye
perceiving.
versus the perceiving. So the observing eye sees what it is. The perceiving eye
Mm,
sees what things supposedly mean. That's the key.
Mhm.
So we got to think
so it's
about like okay, so there's like if I were to use the observing eye, I'm just like looking at a screen right now of all three of us, right?
Right.
That's what I see. Nothing more. I don't know what it means to see you. There's no emotion behind it, right? That's the observing eye. Now the perceiving eye is like I see my friends on a screen. Just by adding that word my friends, that makes personal ownership. That's what I value or what I'm performing or how it internalizes to me. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So
Like,
it's
see,
really
that's kind of built to societal understandings. So when I look at how I interact with individuals, that could necessarily not only mean with people but myself.
true.
Because some days I'm Mr. No Show, some days I'm father, more days than some.
No
Sometimes I'm
doubt.
personal business owner. Some days I'm employee, some days I'm a musician, some days I'm just a podcast. So and people perceive each one of these as they see the world. So that's pretty interesting. This is the observing eye versus perceiving eye.
Lulu. Grand morning to Lulu.
Yo, is that Lulu in the building?
No
Lulu
doubt.
Shine. What up, homie? Yo,
Yeah, we're
72,
trying to.
you still with us, man?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
But let's take into account today for everybody. When we have more understanding about the definition of multiplicity, we're speaking on the attributes within ourselves. Now, I'm just a regular guy. For me on the screen, if you're on our YouTube, if you're watching us live on, or if you see me in a grocery store just shopping, you'll get a perception of who I am depending on that day. And I feel as if a lot of people are judging each one of our pieces, how we want to live for the day, or how we want to guide our moral compass. We get judged in that manner. So when we have the options to really sit there and think about who we are, I mean, some days you just want to just tear the world up. You want to see it ablaze. You want to go crazy. Your emotions can be that high. And sometimes you're feeling really at ease with yourself. You're feeling comfort. You're feeling that level of there is no in between other than the sky, the sun, the breeze, and everything that makes you feel happy and truly genuine about yourself. And just knowing that these two parallels play with inside you. Who are you today? How many hats are you putting on just to be comfortable in your own world, in your own perceptions? Because 70 perceive life the way what he seems and deems to be comfortable, or if he's in a bad attitude, miserable. Cyrus is the same way. But let's just take individuality and put him in a room with other people, right? Just sitting there in a chair or on a gaming console, whatever. Just put individuality and mix it into a pot. What happens?
Okay.
The true understanding really sits for me that we're all going to learn how to think outside of ourselves because we're perceiving everyone else. And then when we start understanding that we're watching, we're learning, we're studying, and we do this, man. People study body language as a career. You know what I'm saying? So when you know that people are doing this, how can you so swayed to not think that I'm witnessing external um external well-being, external, you know, people who really want to stand up themselves. Or then you also see those individuals, you know, the whole conception is, wait a minute, this isn't my way of thinking. Versus internal. I'm being out of myself. So when I ask this question for everybody today, I want you to think about it. When you wake up in the morning, ask you something.
Check one, check
Goes
two.
to develop who
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
No show? One, two, one, two. Yeah, once again, shout out to Sticky, man. Glad you came by the stream. Appreciate you, man. Check one, check two.
hold
All
on.
right. There he is. Okay, cool. He's back. He's back.
Yo. Me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Check one. You
Can y'all
back in
hear
the
me?
game? Yeah, yeah.
Check one,
Yes,
check
sir.
two. I think
Loud
I'm
and
in the
clear.
building. I'm not sure. All right, we're good.
I'm here. I'm here.
I don't know what was going on, man. Nothing I said
Yeah,
was
yeah, you back.
reading.
I think about three quarters
Damn.
of it. I mean, Sticky said
All
that
right,
was
what
well
point did I
said.
get
No
cut
show.
off?
Okay. Sticky says no show has a lot of lag. No show is breaking up.
Yeah,
You
I'm
started
breaking
going
up.
towards the part when you're always talking about multitasking as a different individual. I mean, you're going in and out.
Right. Are you talking about
Yeah.
when you mix individuality into or a room?
Right, right, right.
For sure. Okay, so
That's
yeah,
pretty right.
I don't know. I mean, what y'all think? Like who you're going to be the next morning, no matter what you're going through, you build life a certain way. Who do you know who you're going to be? Do you know?
Oh, wow. Yo.
Let me say that for first. Do you even know?
All right. Shout out to Queen Bee. That's right. Queen Bee in the building. And shout out once
What up?
again
What
to
up? What
everybody
up?
else in the building. Yeah. Some love from Maddie Mo Stream coming over here. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the family. This is Mr. No Show and 72 to Art. My bad.
Damn, son. No, I just don't want to interrupt the flow. You know?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. You still there, Jay?
Yo, check. Yeah, I can Jay at all, man.
Jason.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh man,
This is crazy. We on a
little
digital
technical.
right now. We all going through the electric wires.
Throw some background music
Well,
in there, man.
shock therapy today, boy.
Got to keep it moving, baby. Yo, Jay.
Who's
Check
my
one.
camera? Yeah, my camera's going off the wall, bro.
Check one. Check two. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Blank Canvas with your host, 72 the Architect, Mr. No Show, and myself, Cyber Shots. Hope everybody's having a very, very lovely Saturday morning as we take this time to try to get rid of those technical difficulties. You don't need it, you can keep it, back.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, yo, Cyber, am I good or was
Yeah,
Jay
yeah, I
going
can
through
hear you.
something? What's up?
I don't know, he disappeared.
Right.
Oh man, he
But yo, we
disappeared.
can
You're
kick it.
freezing up.
Let's run it down. Let's.
Okay.
I'm freezing up.
You're lagging a little bit, but go ahead, go ahead. Just
Um,
keep going. Yeah, it's lagging a little bit.
all right. Yeah, laggy as a mug. All right, non-camera, run it.
Okay.
Like I lost my my roadcaster, dog. Everything's just going out the haywire, but it's all good. But today is more or less about me, right? It's more like
All right.
creating this whole process of understanding within our own minds because we have a burning eye and the perceived eye. We have to battle between these two perceptions. Just we take ourselves either internally for serious, externally as for whatever it may be, foo foo, fifis, and la la. Thing is, I hope I'm not laggy anymore.
No, you sound
Jay,
good.
you back with us?
Yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
hear me now, right?
All right. So check this out. Yeah, we can hear you, man. Perfect. It's perfect. How about the audience? Sticky? We still laggy? They drunk as hell. Yo, I feel
Hey.
that. So long story short is today we're gonna really lean into personal development, personal understanding, because we are a lot of people in one day. I don't care how we say it, we are a lot of people in one day. And if we have to really understand the compass in that nature, then let's talk about it. I'm a father when I wake up. That's the first thing I do. That's a daily routine. The first thing is to take care of my young ones. The second thing I do is I make sure my business is straight. I handle that in order. I get the loads lagged up. You know, what I'm saying I'm ready for the day. And then after that, I come home. My family wants to be a family man. Then I have time. When I have time, I can write. I can edit. I can get creative. But then again, I'm still a family man. So in my creative space, it gets cut off. It gets interrupted constantly. Am I mad? I could be. I used to be. And now that I'm it's just like they're trying to put stipulations on me like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I have
But
to be
but if
a
you think about
certain
it,
man
something
to this business. Go ahead, man.
well, going back to the quote, are you observing that or are you perceiving that? That's a big question. What you just said, what they are trying to put on me. Like if we think about how we receive like the outside world trying to like what's the spotlight, what am I seen and understood versus what it actually is. That's a big difference. We can think and we can assume, but all these are trying to um we can take all these times and either try to make it better for ourselves and keep it simple. Like, hey, I work with this, I wear my different face. I mean, me as a father, the mask I've got to put on as a father, one, I have to be able to listen, I have to be able to respond, have to be able to keep balance, even when I'm angry or happy. And and then how are you trusted? And you don't know how you're trusted, honestly. You got to think about what you allow yourself to expose yourself to. And then, like, when you're at your job or where you work, you have to act like nothing bothers you at times, or you can't just get caught up in little things. You have to actually pay attention. Like, yo, if my boss catches me having just say, like, if someone just irritated me, even for a little bit, and they see that, could I be a threat? Like, how many, like, I think the latest thing in the last, I guess, 12 years is, we've had Yelp, for example. And if someone
Right.
complains about you online, the company takes action as like, yo, this is real. Instead of, no one ever thinks about that. Maybe the customer is just having a really bad day. You know what I mean? Cyber, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is one thing, I'm really glad I drive a truck, you know what I'm saying? As far as customer service is concerned. But however, I am in traffic all day, you know what I'm saying? And that takes a lot of patience, man, not to flip out and have road rage and just, you know what I'm saying? Just want to trip out on somebody. Like the course of my day, man, I see people driving irresponsible, you know what I'm saying? Texting on the phone, talking on the
Hmm.
phone. You don't have the kids in the seatbelt. You don't have your kid in the car seat like you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? You're speeding. You're going over the speed limit. This is a constant thing that I have to stay focused on all day. Every second that I'm in that truck is not playtime. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm thinking about my podcast. I'm thinking about editing. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about making a video. I'm thinking about
Right.
what overlays I'm going to use. What's 72 the architect doing? What's Sticky doing? What's Queen Bee doing? Michelle, shout out to everybody in the audience. You know what I'm saying? What are they doing today? What's Maddie Mo doing? I want to check that out. I want to see the visual, but sometimes I just have to listen to the audio during the course of the day. You know what I'm saying? When I'm
True.
driving. And when I'm doing that and paying attention to my surroundings, I'm still constantly creating, but I have to take the time to separate those two. You know what I'm saying? Because it could end up in a very dangerous situation for me not paying attention. So that's one thing that I have to deal with. And I always got two phones on me, man. So every chance I get, I'm like I'm trying to edit something. It's crazy.
Sounds like you're a secret agent, man.
Pretty much. Pretty
But what I definitely want to say is like, all these different masks that we wear, whether men or women, it really doesn't matter in the long run. It only matters exactly about what you feel good with when you get home. And even, you know what, this is something interesting. And I didn't think about this until someone was talking to me about it. How do you feel when you get home? Can you really be completely you with your partner? I mean, it takes a lot of years. Say, like, if you're married, you're with somebody, what happens. This is the interesting thing, and I think it's a big difference between men and women. Like, when sometimes when moments or times of mistrust, say like someone lied to someone, or
much. Hmm.
someone performed something different, it was really bad, or they did it for
Right.
such a long time and they just didn't have the courage to say what it is when they needed to. When it comes to these things, you know, I feel at in way I am perceiving that
Hmm.
I'm not respected when I come clean. Like, okay, now we know. But see, the thing is like, what really affects you performing normally is you don't want to be doubted. You don't want to be mistrusted. You don't want to go through a lot of different things, that, and people will hold the past like chains on you. And so we
Right.
we we internalize this message. I can't show you this about me. I can't tell you exactly what I'm feeling. The silent sufferings of different people, and it doesn't matter your gender. It really matters about, you know, when do I begin to be free? and it's by what you create. It really is. So if a mask creates, um, something where you're not being able to be who you are, how do you integrate that person who you really are to all those things? And the first step, I would have to say, the lesson I've been going through for myself and all the situations I'm doing is really keep it basic. You don't have to let everyone know what you think. You don't have to let everyone know how you feel. And I was reading a quote. It says, say less than necessary. And it's so
Okay.
appropriate because the more that you say, the more people can use against you in the long run. And when you realize, when you say less, people are paying attention to how you move. What are your actions? What are your decisions? It doesn't matter what you are as a profession. And here's another, that's another facet. Where is, like, cyber shots, are you a different as a waste disposal expert, so to speak, aka, the man who takes out the trash and deals with it,
Man, what the hell you
versus
talking about? Garbage man, man. What the hell he's talking about? Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to sound politically correct
Oh,
for the
say less.
for the sensitive, you
Oh,
know.
all right, my bad.
There may be someone who's a garbage man, don't like that. Yo, I'm a trash expert, or I'm a disposal, whatever. It
Hey,
doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But the
yeah,
point is, the point is that when we realize, if we can keep it basic, I say only what's necessary. I control what comes out of here, what goes in here. And then
mm,
also, this is the first filter. But in reality, this, and then your heart are really your filter systems. And there's one hidden one that's your internal protective warning system, and that's your gut, your gut feeling. And all these things can be for you or against you, because those personal messages you got spinning in your head may not be reality.
yeah. It depends on how you react. A lot of people react off of emotion versus strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And balancing those two out is not an easy thing to do. I mean,
No,
sometimes
it's
I trip out
not.
on emotion when I should have reacted off of strategy. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you
Hmm.
have to develop over the years as you get older. You know what I mean? It takes a little
Right.
while to get used to, and sometimes you just like forget about it. I'm just gonna wig out. You know?
Yeah, great point. Just like the Italians say, forget about it, huh? Don't worry. It's like the mafia guys, don't worry about it, man. It's not that deep, not that deep.
Mm,
So one thing I can say is, speaking as a man, and this is not about culture, the standard of what society views us and how we perform, and then how we identify to that and that mask we put on, no matter what, you're a dad, a businessman, a
right.
friend, a content creator, you have to remain some kind of deeper sounding resolve that pulls it all together, don't you think?
No doubt. No doubt. Like I said, once again, it goes back to balance, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also paying attention to your patterns that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I did this when I was 30 or when I was 20. You know what I'm saying? You've already
Hmm.
corrected that problem. So when that problem comes up in the near future, you already know how to handle it. So you put
True.
that in your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? You stack that. And as you make mistakes and you get emotional and you flip out and wig out, put that back in your arsenal. So when the same situation occurs again, you know how to
Hmm.
handle it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
to keep that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Why waste time on something that you already know how to take care of? You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Because and the thing is, if you don't take care of it, honestly, if you don't take care of your business will take care of you. Life, here's the thing that
I like that.
I'm going to give a personal example about myself.
Okay.
There are many personal things that I'm really struggling with really bad. Have me kicked down, right? But if you really like what I'm dealing with, if I keep that emotional control, and I got to quote Drake on this. He said this on an Instagram post. He said, "If I can hold on to for 72 hours whatever I'm dealing, whatever I'm thinking before I perform or respond to somebody, then more than likely I have the emotional time and control of the event, the thing, and who it's going to. So think about if celebrities, they have PR people like, yo, you know, we got to take that time. Let me help you direct you before you say something really stupid, right? Even look this
Right.
even even look at the celebrity most in the tabloid news. Like allegedly, Will Smith is in rehab. What's he in rehab for? His
In
emotional
rehab.
output. Yeah, he's in from what I read, allegedly, he is in a mental rehab like for his emotions, for his
Emotions or
performance.
strategy. So he didn't use strategy. He used emotion, allegedly,
Yeah.
or whatever.
He didn't
So they're trying to say.
and the thing is like it's like where you did something in front of so many people on camera, whatever it is, you did something in front of on camera, you laughed, you reacted, you did something, and millions of people have opinions about your life. But what's your opinion about yourself? How do you see yourself really in this frame of my mind before it goes out? What do I understand about me? Do I have a jaded message? And if I do have a jaded message, where do I begin to correct it so that I can live with a peace? So I can go back to those, like I said, basics. If I don't need to tell you everything, I won't. If I don't need to be, Jason as the podcaster, 72 the architect, whatever I do, these are different faces I pose. And that's what I understand for me. And me as the father is not always the same as the performer who comes on stage, because sometimes this is fiction and a lot of times this is fact. But we just have to understand, it's like when we put on that mask, yeah, you may see me loud and clear or you may not. What you understand, what I said versus what I meant, the perceiving versus observing, you know and I see him, our good friend Mr. No Show is back.
Yeah.
I hope so. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you
Oh yeah.
sound great.
Yeah. There we
All
go.
right. All right, cool, man. Yeah. So I hope I didn't miss a lot, but when I did come in, I did catch you talking about Drake, mhm, and then you
But
said
we have to use
Kanye,
these people
and
that people contextualize, though, if you think about it.
I get it, and that's sad, but I get it. We got Kanye versus Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
Both men who've been put into the hospital after serious situations that he broke out during his concert, and Will Smith broke out during the Oscars. So I mean, there's parallels to this shit. Like when a black man does something, if we want to take it there, right?
Say what?
Let's just take it there, right?
Oh my
Wh-
God.
Hey, don't be scared. Open your
I ain't never
ears.
scared. I ain't
That's what I'm
scared.
talking about. It's like when you see these things, it's getting put into a whole new light, and then
Mhm.
people are breaking it down as they see it. Their perception to it. You have doctors doing it, you have lawyers doing it, then you have officers and people who like to chime in and get those magazines and subscribe to it. Then you got the people who just don't give a shit like us. Like, hey, who cares? But it's funny as we perceive these opinions of others, because when it's all boiled down, like, what are you mainly focusing on? What is your biggest issue with external gratification versus internal harmonization? You see what I'm saying? We have to really build on that premise, because honestly, I'm losing the shit if I got to focus on this every day and all the things that I have coming into me already. Like if I got to go outside and clean the yard, if I got to have to walk the dog, if I got to go to scrub the
Hey,
toilet, clean, you know what
hey,
I'm saying? All these things that I got to do in my mentality, and this thing comes and plagues all your feeds, algorithms, emails, stories, blogs, vlogs, even our podcast. I didn't really want to talk about it, but it's here now. So y'all are in
right.
your mind conceptualizing everything that's being thrown at you. So the whole point of today for me is, how am I focusing on the internal problems and people? Like I say, people, because your mind, your activities, those bring a different you. So let's turn those into people. And if I got to focus on each one of those individuals, my multiplicity is everywhere, right? I'm creating the cleaning guy, right? I'm cleaning the chef him up, cook him. I'm making the make love guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm making all these individuals to cope with society and the world that I'm living in. So when I do these things, I want to make the editing guy. I want to make the writing guy. I want to make If you're a tattoo artist, I want to be the drawing inspiration girl or guy for you. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that I love to understand with people's mindsets because their feed will show you what they're talking about. Their clothes will give you a perception of how they feel. Like if I'm walking around in sweatpants, but I'm not working out, I'm chilling, right? Come on. If I got my Crocs on too, if I'm definitely chilling.
Crocs and
But if
socks.
Crocs and socks, bro.
Crocs and socks. Oh my.
That's like the old man wearing them leather sandals with black socks and his like khaki shorts in the front yard and his legs are white as hell. And you're just like, yo,
Look,
that's not cute. Just
I, s-
put on
I
some
seen
jeans,
cats
bro.
in New York in the summertime with boots on. So you know what I'm saying? It's like
Uh, yeah, that is some real Florida shit, man. Uh,
boots all
Dude,
year round.
it depends on where you're at. I'm like, what? Who raised you? Now, what the hell are you doing? Little off topic there, but yeah.
But the
Hey,
point
yo,
is like when we use these, like for example, when we use celebrities at hand, when we use celebrities, I'm using the celebrity example for a reason because it's what we can actually visually see.
yeah,
It's
no doubt.
it's unfortunate that these people are going through these things. It really is. But here's the key: the exchanges. The biggest point of it all is the exchange. Now, we can speculate what's happened in the last couple of weeks or whatever happens to a celebrity, whether they break down or not, or you know, when we get to that point, they make dollars. And so we can assume, oh, they're just faking it. But are they really? Like
Right,
what do they suffer internally for the exchange of their fame? You can't go out and be private in public.
right.
You can't go to restaurants without someone noticing you. Every word you make nowadays, you have to adequately judge it in such a way where you understand. You know what I mean? Where you understand and they understand you. So then they have PR people to constantly tell them how to live, what to say,
And
when to
and
say
you
it.
know, right. You know what's really crazy though? Okay, check this out. Let's say like you're up there like Jay Z, right, or somebody like that. You have to have a burner account. You know what I'm saying? The majority of these people can't even go on social media. You know what I'm saying? As themselves, they usually have a burner account, and then you have someone handling your social media. You know what I'm saying? Is that really being social? Like, yo,
No.
no show, man. Go to my Instagram and see who trolling me, man. Get the, what? Oh, it's 72 the architect. That's what's trolling me, Cyber. But shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Once you get up there, like you said, okay, they have money, but that's a temporary happiness. You know what I'm saying? It's not joyful. Like you said, you
Mhm.
can't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like after this, man, I'm gonna go outside and chill out, walk around, whatever, relax. You know what I'm saying? The average person that's up there, the average superstar, whatever, they can't do that, man. And that's got to be miserable. You know what I'm saying? What if like every time you went out, no show? Oh, that's Mr. No Show. Yo, that's 72 the architect. You know what I'm saying? Just doing regular stuff like you like to do. Whether no shows in the park with his kids or you, Jason, or I'm just taking a stroll. You know what I mean, or whatever.
So
Going to the
basically,
grocery store, shit
I don't
like
know if y'all
that.
can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
you're a
you
little.
just fine.
All right. So basically, what I'm thinking is what you just said, Cyber, is like the hidden identities with social medias and whatnot. People, when you get to a certain status, it's like they give you that switch where you don't have to worry about dealing with the commoners, right? If you want to put it in that way, and then you can just stay in your elite status and just hang out with all the big times and whatnot. Get you into personal clubs, get you the free VIP passes. And then you ask yourself, how happy is Rich when you look at Will Smith do his breakdown and you see Kanye West do his breakdown, when you see people getting accused like Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying? Then you start seeing certain situations like how big does this really play into our identities, man, and what we've created for ourselves? Like when we know actors, those aren't their real names. There's names
Right.
that they create for the media to grab a hold on to. So they're
Right,
building these fake identities already. Like Brad Pitt may be under another name. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
Idris Elba might be completely somebody else. You never know. But the whole thing is like we don't really know what we're getting from who is telling these stories. Like from us, you get real and authentic. We're gonna be us regardless. We're gonna be 72 the architect, aka who he is. We're gonna be Cyber One, aka who he is, and I'm gonna be Mr. No Show, aka who I am. And we're gonna carry this attribute with us because when I get off the mic, when I get off the camera, I'm back in my world. You see a different me. You won't see the guy that you see right now, but you get a piece of me. And that's all that matters is what we're saying, what we're doing, how we're interacting, what characteristics are being delivered from the truer portion of us. Because I don't want to listen to bullshit. I don't want to listen to half-ass nonsense. If you
No
don't have the
doubt.
same dreams and ambitions as I do, why do I even want to care what you're doing with yourself? But I hope you'll be better to change your mindset and do something for it because it's a hustle. You got to balance your life. You got to balance
Right.
your perspective. You got to balance your home. You got to balance your job. You got to balance your car. You got to balance all these finer things in life. And it's like, yo, are you overwhelmed yet? Ding, ding, ding. Are you overwhelmed?
No
Well,
doubt, man. No doubt.
let's use a real example that we've experienced in this hour.
Okay.
We've had some technical difficulty. We've had visual and audio, and the difference is none of us panicked. None of us worried about it. It is what it is. We work through it, and you move forward. But to get that resolve, honestly, to really get that resolve takes a lot of practice. And when you're feeling the height of those emotions, the frustrations, like, you know how much money and time we spent to pull this all together? And this is why investing in yourself is so important, because those masks that you have to put on, those pants, that jacket, that whatever uniform you've got to wear for the day, and that identity, no matter what, there's always going to be an interruption. There's always going to be a dedication at some point. There's always going to be some kind of perseverance. It's just whether you're going to actually say, you know what, I'm not going to let this thing disturb me enough to where I stop living. Because how many people lay in their beds all day sad and wonder, why can't I get over this? Now understanding it's not perfect. Some people need a rest. Like, see, like some people work 2, 3 jobs and they just shut down, like they get fired, or some tragedy or interruption comes in. And yeah, I'm overwhelmed. And is it so? Here's a healthy question: when you're preserving all those faces and facades and uniforms you got to wear, is it okay to retreat? And is it okay, and for how long, when you retreat for your identity, so that the multiplicity does not take over you so much to where you don't even know who you are or what you're saying? You know what I mean? So we have to really look at that. Like, when I look at who I am as a performer, yeah, a lot of times it is different from the regular person in my quiet. If I were to say, if I'm extremely sensitive to myself, but then I say to others, I'm a straight up don't mess with me kind of guy. What's the real truth? Well, the truth is you're both. It's just what your level of performance is in your identity, and keeping that balance, not fairness. Screw fairness. People get stuck on fair all the time, but they would really want the balance of their treatment and validation of who they are, what they perform, and when they perform it. And that takes self evaluation, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely hardcore. That's my question for today is hey, on another note, just for light and enjoyment, right? Would you want somebody to take care of your personal deeds? Like, let's say, for instance, you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to maintain your job. You want to create. So all these people, would you want them to be outside of yourself and living rent free, mind free? Would you want them not to be a part of you as like a burden? All you would have to do
Right.
is listen to it and then play it or distribute it if you wanted to. Would you want
Hmm.
someone to create for you? Would you want yourself to create another you that creates music? Would you want another? Would you want
Oh
yourself
And,
to?
wow.
and if they did, how much is it worth? If you did, how much is it worth to you?
I mean, I don't know if it's about the worth. I just know it's about the freedom and all the shit that goes on in your head, how clear of a thinker would you be?
Well,
Like,
imagine someone,
would you
you
be
have an
able?
assistant, a virtual assistant, you have a PR person, a media person, a task person, all working for you all at once. What would
But they
that be
still come
worth?
back to you. They still
Right,
come back
right,
to you because
exactly.
you gotta.
My
You
whole thing
can't
about
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Jay. Go ahead,
No,
Jay.
go ahead. No, go ahead, man. You
My
got
my
center
whole
stage.
my whole thing about that is right as you like when you're creating something like all of the YouTubers and people on Twitch that I watch, some of them have a team. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I say, okay, I get it. I get it. You have a team. But if you're creating something, can they really see your vision? Can they really pinpoint it? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To how you actually want it. You know what I mean? And as far as having a whole team like that, it's cool. I get it. You get to free up your time. But is your vision really gonna be on point like you want it? I mean, granted, like everything we do, all three of us do everything ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The editing, the promotion, the script, or whatever that, whatever have you. We all do it ourselves. But would it really be the same outcome if you had a team? I mean, could they really pinpoint your vision, like laser precision? You know what I'm saying?
No, no, to an extent, possibly, right?
Yeah.
No one's going to truly see your vision,
Right.
and that's the complicated or the complexities of life. And when I look at just some of the things that I wanted to do for my own show, it's like if I need help and assistance, I'm gonna have to give some of that show away. Like I don't know why, but I'm gonna have to let go of myself in order to get the opportunities that I want. I mean, it's not easy, but I think we all have to be faced with that decision.
Yeah. And like, when do you get to turn it all off?
Right.
When does it stop? Like, to where you can rest. Like, a lot of us, I think everyone in this room, on stage right now, we all work intensive jobs, but sometimes the home life is even more intense than our work.
You think?
you know, like, you can be like, there's people I work with, and I can be like, yo, this, I'm just having laughs. I don't have no expectations. It just, we're shooting the whatever. And when I'm doing that, it's like it feels good, sometimes. And this is where I think, like, if I were just to touch on between men and women, I think that there are points where men just need to hang out with each other, and there's times women, and then you integrate and you cross different people, like, and that's why we have social audio spaces. If you look at like the design of whether we're here on Restream, YouTube, Twitch, Clubhouse, stereo, whatever, what have you, people want to connect on something that they feel, where they don't have to have that judgment.
Yeah.
They want to perform, and it's like that FOMO. They're fear of missing out. Oh, I want to touch on my friend. He's got something important to say, or I'm going to miss out. And it's like, no, are you really missing out,
No.
or are you missing to perform?
Mm,
Are you
okay.
clout chasing? Honestly, are you really clout chasing? Because I don't think any of us have right here, right now. We're not clout chasing. Like, we love to produce what we do. When we start
Right.
out podcasting, like, it's like asking us, what was your niche when you were starting out? And
Um,
still here it is. Like,
I had
what
no idea.
right. And now that you're figuring it out, and then you've got all these strategists. Honestly, you got all these strategists who are making millions or thousands of dollars to telling people, hey, this is your niche. This is where you should perform. This is the time. These are the kind of people. These are the search words. It's a never ending story, but where's the authentic you? So
Okay. So do you believe that that's a hack? You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
don't.
like a professional hack. You don't think so? People telling you
I
the
think it's an
algorithm.
assistance, and I think it's overinflated, because there are people who buy followers and subscriptions, and the
Right.
reality is
People
like,
buying bots, bro.
yeah, they do. And the algorithm figures them out. They sort them out, they shut them down after a while. I've seen a couple slightly bigger names where they shut them down.
People podcast every day, B. You dig?
Hmm.
Man, it's crazy just even putting that in the parallel. You talking about the
Man.
So
people who fake the funk, fake it
Right,
to make
right.
it. If you want 6 million subscribers on your YouTube, I can help you with that. follow this webinar and we'll make sure that everything you learn will benefit you and your podcast from here until eternity, man.
Buy my
Like,
program.
but no, they don't say that. They say click the link below.
The link is here, or is it here, or is it
Or
over there? You
no,
don't know
no,
where the
my
link is.
no, my
You don't know
favorite
where the
new
link is.
my favorite one. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, like on bigger YouTubers, they'll do that where they're doing the cam and then it glitches or it flinches, like it's like, and it's to keep your optics engaged. The viewer, it's like click, 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 click,
Oh,
and
you
then
mean
they'll
the
switch
2.5 second subliminal?
It's the
whatever it
drugs, man.
is,
It's
and
the
it's to
drugs.
keep your
Yeah.
eyes stimulated because our attention is like being programmed to be so light. Like the average TikTok is a minute or less, but people are going up to 3 minutes, right? People love TikTok because they can swipe. Oh, cool. All right, next, next. And
I think
then
Yeah.
it'll reverse. I think all that will reverse. It'll go back up.
mhm,
I think it'll go back up. I think the attention span is just like a heartbeat. You know, we expand and we come in. We expand. Like I do feel that society will revert back to 6 minute songs. You know,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
that
That'd be
like
awesome.
come on, who doesn't like the way the music industry is today? You hear it, everything's being taken from the the predates, you know, anything today. It takes it back from there. And we have to look at how they use that mindset and mentality to help assist the newer generation. So when people are listening to more artists, like my favorite is Masigo, he'll use live instruments, man. One of my buddies I game with, he has his own guitar, Fear. He plays his own riffs, he does his own music and he puts it out there. Like these are the things, and they're like 6 minutes long. So I can
Wow.
see, you know what I'm saying, society making that switch again. I'm not gonna put that cap on it, man. I think we can grow. And that's just like us today. I think we can express, we can rebuild once we take in everything just to breathe it back out again. And that's just possible for all human anatomy and DNA and genetics, how you want to think about it. But honestly, today has really opened up the doors for us to see what people will take and how they'll spin it and how they'll receive it and how they project it. And for us to be in that same category, we should look at it as such. We need to learn how we take information in and then how we receive it and then also how we put it out there. You know, this whole time
mm,
I'm writing notes and I'm learning on what to say, how to say it, because each one of you have given me valid thinking points, thinking, you know, really focus on click, click, right? You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
it's
feeling
really
triggered.
important. It's ASMR, man. It's new ASMR, bro.
Hey,
But it's important that we get this, man. I
no
really
doubt.
think that we really break down the lines, like Jay said. You know, we do need to have time to sit there and just chill, talk. You know, guy time. Ladies have their girl time. So it's really important that we find people that we can express ourselves to, even if we are similar in some likenesses, right? You know, we have this creative journey that we want. So we find those who will allow us to build that creative journey. Or if you love working on mechanics and being built on building cars, you're gonna find people that you want to build cars with, you know? So it's just that the whole community aspect and how you see yourself. So if you're into the Oscars, which I sure as hell wasn't, you're gonna find
I
people like
think
minded.
you know what, to those who are really in tune with themselves was a big, it was an awakening call. It was a confirmation. It was a
Mm.
confirmation of what you're willing to allow in your awareness and what you're willing to allow to respond. We've talked about, like last week we did talk about it a little bit. We use as a reference from learning from, like in the personal perceptional value. We're showing our perspective, like we as men, fathers, businessmen, performers, we know if we don't keep a lid on that emotional beast and it gets out, that's exactly what happens. And whether it's for profit or promotion, it doesn't matter, because the long-term effects, nowadays we live in a world where this digital media ain't going to go away.
Mm.
It's there forever until the machine ends, till we go back to caveman days, if you really think about it. And people will remember what you say negatively a lot longer than what you say positive, unless what you say is positive so often that you can't. But then it's like the forces of physics. two negatives end up becoming a positive eventually. But the balance of negative and positive, and those, they call it the bonds, the magnetism, it's like that's where are you, then you're in the observing eye. We know these two things go hand in hand. We know that when people are seeing how, whatever, if it's a celebrity or private, think about how much stuff is said in a text message, family drama, right? Think about what that means, and how many, like, I've seen in my own life, I've seen my own family throw each other under the bus because of a text or a Facebook post, or remember back MySpace. Oh, you didn't follow me. Oh, you unfollowed me. Oh, you're offending me.
You
No, I
hurt
don't
their
need you.
lives, man.
Yeah.
You're
You
not
just
following me on MySpace, Jason.
Oh well. Hey, it is what it is.
man, forget y'all, man. I thought y'all was down with the Napster world. Y'all know Napster's upgraded, right?
My hair
Yeah.
ain't nappy. Damn it.
Yeah, that's what you think.
I washed it today. Okay.
And like, there's a whole ass app. When Napster was a thing, there now
Yeah,
it's a social media place where people can go and hang out and talk music. I mean, they used to steal music. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, wait a minute. The whole perception is we can get free music. Oh, this is the time we can download before LimeWire and ShareBear, whatever all that extra shit came out. Pirating, Pirate Bay, when all them things
mm,
came out, people started coming out ways. Like that's the thing. Like, here's another thing: people stealing stuff, right? Yo, what's up, my guy? What's up, that idiot? Yo, so think about all the time that people sit there and just work on algorithms of creating codes that break into certain companies and steal their music, and you can download it and share it as a torrent. And you know what I'm saying? It didn't come from me. Don't say anything. And then people who do that and then get music and burn them on the CDs. Back in the day, it was my thing. Burn them on the CDs and you play them, sell them, right? Like that was the
yeah.
thing. DVDs as well. Like people are out there thinking this thing. So when you think about it, it's like there's something. There's something always for somebody. And today, yo, turn the music down.
No, I'm not playing. That's somebody driving by. Shout out to
That's
that
you.
idiot.
That's you.
No,
That's
no,
you,
no,
bro.
no. No, I'm not playing any music. I'm
No,
serious.
no, no,
uh,
not you, Cyber. That's no show.
Oh,
that's what? No, it's not.
That was you. That was music coming from your background. I saw the your mic jump up
Nah, that wasn't mine.
because I didn't see cyber. Well, anyway, let's we got
But
eight.
long point short,
Yeah,
long
we,
point
we we
short,
can't get caught up in all that. No.
it's the whole idea of making every decision matter because who you affiliate yourself with, who you build yourself around, is key. So when I look at trying to keep myself and my positivity alive, man, I gotta fuck with people that's gonna help me build that up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta mess with people that's gonna keep me in that zone. Honestly, coming home is a different element. Going to work is a different element. You know, dealing with these elements, man. Just ready yourself. You know what I mean? Just ready yourself, especially if you got to change your shitty diapers and you ain't trying to get up off the couch to do it. Just saying.
Are you trying to say I'm wearing shitty diapers?
I should hope not.
Depends.
Oh,
I think that the okay, so now that we're getting ready to close to wrapping this up, the finer points are is what we're willing to live to perform with, but also the I think the big takeaway for me in my perception is what I really accept for reality. What I accept for reality is really probably the most important aspect that you have about your life, because the way that you perceive things could be determined in whether you can be broke or rich or poor. It doesn't really matter. But if you can take your emotional content and harmonize with all these different hats you got to wear, different suits or uniforms or face you got to put on, if you can bring all that together under balance, then you've got something that's worth all about you, and no opinion, no exterior performance matters. It really doesn't, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, Cyber?
yeah. Check this out. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody that came by the stream today. Welcome to Blank Canvas. We'll be doing this on Saturday. 72 the Architect and Mr. No Show. They do it on Tuesdays, but I'll be here on Saturdays. And shout out to everyone in the building. You know what I'm saying? If you like someone in the building, Make sure you check out their content, follow them, because we're here to promote and build. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what we're doing here. And as you can see by the show, this is a blank canvas to express yourself. You know what I mean? But anyway, that may have been a little bit out of topic. I just wanted to say
No,
that.
you're good, man. Say whatever you please, man. There's not necessarily a rule book we're following. It's just we're coming up on the mindfulness
Where's the
of
rule book, Jason? What did you do?
exactly. There is no
What?
rule book.
Oh,
I like to interject. There is an actual handbook. You got to read pages 5 through 7 just to get up to date on how we do promote this show. So, Cyber Shots will get you ready, man. We got you.
Over to you, Cyber.
oh, oh my.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, not on CNN, MSNBC, or Fox News. Live from Blank Canvas, we've got
I was like, yo, what the hell is this shit coming in? But
Y'all look
yeah,
crazy, man.
thank
But
you.
today, I hope everybody did get their message, man. Lulu, appreciate you. Idiot was good, my guy.
No doubt.
I can't see the rest of the messages. I know there's a lot of great people that
Man,
came
we got
through.
Sticky, Lulu,
Stick,
Michelle,
Michelle, Lulu. Who else was in there? I think there was another
that
one that came
idiot,
through.
Sticky, Lulu.
Man, it's all good because things is great. I really do believe that the world throws curveballs at us, man. So I'm in that mode right now today because I already wrote down the next few shows that I have for myself personally, as well as for Blank Canvas. So it's like my mind's thinking, man. The different personalities is running. Got to keep
right.
them going. I sound crazy as hell talking like that, don't I? Yeah,
No, not
but
really.
I don't mind if I sound crazy. Shit, as long as they don't all start talking to me at once.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyhow, well, we've got so coming up, ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday. Make sure that you tune in at what is it, 7 a.m. that we start
7 a.m.
7
Pacific
a.m.
Pacific
Stand
time,
7 a.m.
10.
Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m.
Uh,
Eastern. That's when Blank Canvas will be right back on live producing from YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. If you'd like to be a guest on one of our shows, make sure that you reach out to the social medias. Social media, you can find Blank Canvas on Instagram. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on, and now we're producing live to also Amazon. The what is it? The Amazon podcasting forum.
That's right.
We're
That's right. You can find B1ank Canvas on Amazon Music, ladies and gentlemen. We
what?
are out there. We are out there. We're
Oh man, I didn't know
pushing
that.
this content, trying to get this out here, bro. People need to hear the positivity when they wake up. You feel me? They got to paint this world justly. They got to do what they need to do, and this is the show to do it. They're not going to get any other artistic expression and the verbitude that we bring to them. You feel me? So
Okay,
that's how we doing it. So we out there.
that's what's up.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you all the next time. I'm 72, the architect.
I'm no show.
And I'm Cyber Shots. Yo, check this out, man. Let me break this down right quick before we get out of here.
Can't hear a thing. I still can't
Can
hear
you hear?
anything. Nope.
All right. Anyway, hey, you like that thing?